changing landscape of the housing market in Las Vegas requires a real estate professional that understands how to get your offer accepted, willing to go above and beyond for service and accountability. Hi, my name is Dan French. I've been in the real estate and financing industry for over 13 years. Most real estate agents struggle with answering their phone. Please call me directly, 702-557-6176. I'm available for all your real estate needs.
Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
And what is going on out there in Las Vegas right now? It is a beautiful night. It's almost nighttime already. It's 6 o'clock. Time change, right, everybody? So you guys know this is the most real behind-the-scenes information on financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs, really everything Las Vegas going on. I'm your host, Dan French, streaming live from Las Vegas. And I have my co-host, the one and only, Esmeralda Lucia. What's going on, Esmeralda?
Hey,
how
everybody.
are you?
Good. Glad to be here.
How is life today, Esmeralda?
Oh, man. Today was a really good day.
Is it? I don't know. It seemed like it wasn't too good as you were driving in here. We got to talk about Esmeralda getting a ticket.
Yeah, sorry.
Trying to get to the old French Workbench podcast, going 100 and a 35, right?
I was trying to make it on time, everybody, and I got a ticket.
Wow.
So you owe me.
Dude, did you not want to talk to the police officer and see hey, you know what? Like give him a couple winks. Be like, hey man,
I tried. I rolled down my window. He was like, I'm not.
And then when he puts his hand on the door, you just kind of like, officer, please, officer. And it's like, whoa, is that warm touch right there?
He was like, roll down the window and get out. I was like, oh wow. I was like, there's no kind of kindness nowadays with a ticket. I'm like, okay, let me leave. Let me just get out the car.
What's going on in your world? I mean, it's been a week. We haven't talked. You've been out to clubs, right? No.
Actually, I'm going to a Halloween party this Saturday.
Right? What are you going to dress up as this week? Or Halloween?
You know what? I haven't made a decision. I think I'm going to be, last year I was Batwoman. This year I might either be a cat or
that's original, a cat. Anybody ever thought about being a cat out there?
or a pirate. I'm trying to make it easy. I'm not trying to win the best Halloween costume. I'm just trying to show up. Because if you don't show up with a costume, people get mad when you show up at the Halloween party.
Dude.
So at least I'm showing up with
I think the most original one I ever saw was a guy dressed up as an outhouse.
You guys know who that is. What? That's Mr. Doug Liebig right there, people. Doug Liebig. What's going on, Doug?
How you doing, Dan?
Good, man. What's happening in your world?
Oh, not much, man. Just enjoying the spring this fall.
You doing any little bit of herb or green or what do you do, man?
What do you do? Tell us.
You just drink coffee, right?
Yeah, coffee. When it doesn't go all over my lap, I'm good to go. No, I'm loving this weather, man. It's like all the plants are growing again, and it's just like, it's just like great. I love it when it gets a little cooler.
You guys know Doug. He's the co-host as well. He's been on the show, and he's a home inspector, Las Vegas Home Inspections, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we have our special guest. We're going to talk with Mr. Jeff Michelson. Is that right?
Michelman. Jeff Michelin
tires.
Yes. No, it's Jeff Michelman.
Or I thought it was Michaels.
It is Jeff. That's my alter ego. So if we want to talk dirty, I can only be Jeff Michaels. When I want to talk about the title world, it's Jeff Michelman.
So it's Jeff Michelman, Jeff Michelson, Jeff Michaels,
Jeff,
whatever
Jeff
I want.
Kabibbles, whatever you want it to be. I don't know. So, just don't call me late for dinner. It's all I ask, please, all right? Happy spring in April, whatever this is going on in October. All right. I'm telling you.
You guys don't know Jeff, but Jeff is actually a comedian here, and we're going to talk with him about being a comedian, and he also works with a title company and he works with Esmeralda's title company. Now, Esmeralda's following his lead. She's going to be a comedian as well, right? So Jeff's
She's
going
already
to
Robin Quivers. I can't believe Robin Quivers is here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right, everybody.
Thank
That's
you.
my new role.
God.
Here we go.
This voice.
Right?
What a voice.
So anyways, let's get right into the show, everybody. Let's talk about what we're going to actually bring up on the show today. If you guys don't know, we do bring a lot of content, right? And we're bringing more content. I think that's what everybody wants from the show. We're going to bring our stories and our opinions, right? So we're going to talk about the loop, the operational loop that's going to be completed. This is the, Elon Musk. I don't think she knows. Esmeralda doesn't know who Elon Musk is. I mean, we knew that last week.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Did you do research last
Yes.
week? Okay, good. I was a little worried.
She drove in a Tesla recently, I think.
I'm in a Tesla every day.
Every day now.
Yeah.
Every day. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk to Mr. Jeff Michaels
Yes.
Min.
Jeff Michaels Min.
Michaels Min.
Yes. That's the old
Min.
Jew way of saying it. Jeff Michaels Mins. Thank you.
We're going to talk about that. Well, also with the housing market. He knows about what's going on with the housing market. That's what this show's about. Home sales going to take a nosedive in 2023. Is that going to happen? I think everybody has an opinion on that.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
It's going.
You think so?
Planes already. It's sputtering right here, and it's gonna just crash landing.
We can.
You know what I mean?
We can predict the future.
Goose and Maverick are gonna have
to whatever we want the future to be. We can predict it right here.
Right.
Get your crystal ball out. Let's do it. Get the magic 8 ball. Where is it?
Right.
See, last time we learned our lesson. Last time everybody needed that crystal ball last time around, right?
Remember 2008?
So now everybody's got a crystal ball. So let's predict the future.
So I want to also bring this up. Let's go ahead and go back into what else we're going to talk about. Bras for Cause. That's going to be Esmeralda. Bras for Cause. And
I'll be at the event, and guess who's actually
and gentlemen, if you guys want to dip out at that point, no, if you want to dip out, that's a good cause though. It's for cancer, but if you want to dip out there, I don't blame you. No, I'm just playing. No, listen, we got to talk about this because it is a good cause. It's for cancer, and also down payment assistance. Esmeralda is doing a down payment assistance seminar or an event. She's going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about student loans. And this is a hot topic right now because student loans right now, should people get or should they have the relief for student loans? And everybody here has an opinion. So I want to get right into this, and we're going to talk about what's going on with Elon Musk and also what's happening with this loop. So you all know out there, we're going to talk about what this is going to do for Las Vegas. So February 11th of 2024, 34-mile tunnel network with at least 55 stations, including Allegiant Stadium, UNLV, Harry Reid International Airport, some of the Las Vegas resorts, the strip resorts. These are all going to be connected with this loop. It's an underground tunnel, and you're going to have a fleet of Teslas, I think, going under there as well. I think kind of getting everybody around. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, this is a big deal for Las Vegas. It's another step of just showing us that everybody out there, not just us, but everybody watching, all 10 of you, that this is the entertainment capital of the world.
I think it's a good start. I worked on the monorail, and that was a big kind of a big boost to the economy as well. Because people could get in between the casinos real easy. They get in the platform and jump from platform to platform and go from casino to casino. And I think it'll be a good thing for Vegas. They got they've got all sorts of new venues coming up, and people can get there easier, and they don't have that getting into the cabs or Uber or whatever. You just take a straight shot down through the tunnels, and I think it'll be a good thing. I think it's another progressive step in building Las Vegas.
Well, so I want to talk a little bit about it. I think there's going to be a huge transition. This is going to be good for all the sports. So everybody knows that the A's possibly they're going to come here. I think everybody says they are. There's a basketball team, numerous people out there. You got Shaq, you got the Shaquille O'Neal, and also LeBron saying they're going to bring a team here. So I think it's going to happen at some point. I don't know if they're going to be the owners of this team.
Right.
But I think this is a huge deal, and this is going to be another step, like I said, in really expanding Las Vegas and getting opportunities out there.
Well, if you can get it from the casinos to the stadiums
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge right there, because right now you got to bus them, right? Everybody's got a bus over there, and so I think it'll be a huge deal, because I whatever, there's no there's no traffic, so no stoplights, I guess. Just stop for each platform that they designate as a transfer station, I guess, or whatever. I'm not sure exactly.
I mean, that would be the ideal business, to be able to have a transportation business back and forth from the stadium and other, like T-Mobile and
all of them. I mean, between the casinos and the venues, I mean that's huge.
So what do you think about this, Mike? Jeff
Bill,
Michelson,
Steve,
Dave, Jill,
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a Tesla.
I thought it was just
Jeff.
Kabibble.
Yeah, it's
Jeff.
Kabibble.
I'm looking at Jeff. Jeff, you got two. You got two first names, right?
I know, Jeff Michael Min. Yes.
It's like
all right.
Michael, Jeff, Michael.
Whatever, Michael Jeffman.
So Jeff, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What do you think about this?
What do I think about this? I think it's important that, this town is going into we're in the 21st century now. This is the greatest city in the world, but except for New York. It really is the greatest city in the world. But everything we do is on the cutting edge. And I think we need all this transportation underground to get to all these venues, because we're going to have all these sporting events. And on above ground, we're never going to get there. You ever in traffic on a Sunday going to the Raider game? It's a nightmare.
Yeah, or
And
even
we
driving
need this.
by there.
Right, you're even driving by there. Well, just now we were late because you got a ticket, I just heard. Is that true? Did you at least pull your top down a little? Just some skin to
Something,
show?
right?
Right?
Here's my arm.
right, here's my arm.
There's something sexy right here.
Come on, stop the ticket.
Esmeralda.
He gave me 2 tickets for that.
Esmeralda.
He's like,
2 tickets
oh,
for-
really? Yeah, no.
All else fails, you pull out all the stops, right? And I'm just ashamed a little bit, because you have opportunity to get out of this, and you elected to get the ticket.
But you know what I like about the transportation? You did get, I think I'm proud of you. What I did like about the transportation. What I did like about the
Somebody's proud of me.
You ever see the movie Logan's Run? How many people see it?
No.
Do you remember
I
Logan's
haven't.
Run?
Yeah.
Remember?
Logan's Run. Yeah, yeah.
30 years old.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
light goes out on
Yeah.
your palm, and you got to go in the air, and they kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Okay,
remember
yeah.
that?
Yep.
Basically, the Teslas were driving around in that movie already. So think about what I'm saying. So I think we're going to have a dome over Las Vegas, because with global warming, it's going to be 170 degrees here. We're going to need the dome.
Right.
And then underneath, we're going to drive these Teslas.
So I heard just
Wow.
a rumor. I don't know if it's accurate,
Wow.
but they
Too much?
said that
Too
Teslas
much?
are bad for the world.
Yeah, that's
Hey, I heard that
I'm just
Teslas are not
kidding.
good.
I'm just kidding. What?
I heard that Teslas are not good for
What?
the world.
They aren't? Why not?
I don't know. I just heard that. I just thought,
I think it's the most fantastic car ever built. I still don't know
but they
how
said
to
that,
use the technology.
Well, they
but
said
I
that it
love
wasn't good for the air and the way they're built.
You mean the
and-
battery?
I guess.
Because they're not going to know where to dump the batteries.
That's what they say.
That's what they. Right?
But I
Is
heard that they're creating a battery that's going to last like 50 years. Is that accurate?
No, because it's going to be like your phone. They're going to want you to get a new car every 2 years. Is what's going to happen.
Well, China has
ultimately,
it
I
already
think.
set up where it lasts like.
China will only have it for 5 minutes. Only for 5.
Oh,
We
okay.
need to build it all here. You understand? I'm not running for president. Just don't you know.
Sounds like, oh, okay.
That's funny.
All right, so let's get back into the show here. So we're going to talk a little bit also about there's an actor coming out here, and I want to have Mr.
yeah.
Doug Liebig talk about
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Who's coming out here, Doug?
I just mentioned we were talking, and I said, yeah, you hear about Mark Wahlberg moving out here. Well, I guess he's got a.
Oh my God, he's my favorite.
I know.
love him.
I've yeah.
Isn't he here already?
he's been-
He was at Bishop Gorman at a game.
Right. What he's doing
about
is,
to
I
start
guess
going to
he's
the
I
games.
just read that he's selling his Beverly Hills mansion,
Right.
to get out of L.A. to move his kids here so they can have a better life.
Now,
So I mean, think of that. Moving out of L.A. to come to Vegas to have a better life. I mean, that's just kind of a sign of the times, man. I mean, if you think about it.
I mean, I don't think anybody I know that wouldn't want to leave California if they could.
Well, right
I don't
now,
know.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
right
with
now.
Gavin Newsom's, with all his,
All his stuff going
stuff
on, right?
that he's doing.
Yeah.
But I thought schools were better in California.
I'm
versus
sure they
Vegas.
are.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
but if you could afford Bishop Gorman, what does it matter?
or the Meadows,
Or the Meadows.
yeah.
My
And I mean,
nephews,
they've
my
got-
nephews go to Gorman, and my niece too. So,
So I think he's got kids that I think he's got two boys and a girl or something like
Is
that.
his wife the Playboy model that was from the 90s?
I think so.
Is that his wife or his brother's wife?
I think it was
Who's this?
his
Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
Oh,
Or is
Marky Mark? Yeah, we know Marky Mark.
Yeah.
Man, back in the day, he was doing them push-ups and then pull-ups.
He was a rapper. He was,
Yeah,
It
Marky
was a
Mark
good
and the Fun Bunch.
vibration, just a sweet sensation. Wasn't that the song?
Yeah.
I remember.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, he's a jack of all trades.
That dude's pretty.
a great actor.
That
Good
dude's
actor.
pretty
I
tough
like
on
him.
screen, man.
Dude, there's some people
Yeah.
out there that think he's a hot guy. Do you think he's a hot guy?
Yeah, I think he's hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it really?
That really helps. And I was just,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you-
be a gourmet, you guys. Sorry, Dan. I love being around, but
right? Yeah.
I'm a gourmet watching the game.
Yeah, my wife used to talk about
Looking for
him
Marky
and
Mark.
his underwear ads. I guess and whatever.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
both
He's
my
handsome.
wives left me for him. I got to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Dude, man, this whole room just got hotter because we're talking about this guy. And there's a lot of guys in here. So I don't know what's going on here.
Please. Oh my goodness.
He's handsome.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a handsome guy.
Is he?
He's a tough guy, man.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's
All right.
handsome.
Well, maybe he is.
I
Maybe
mean,
he's a good-looking
he's,
dude.
he's a little older, but you know,
All right.
he's all right.
He's all
Well,
right.
hey, easy.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's all
what?
right. He's all right. We still talk. I'm like, hey, hi. Just don't
All
worry
right.
about it. It's all good.
All right, guys. So you guys know we're going to talk with Mr. Brett Michaels here. Brett Michaels.
Where's my headband? Where's my headdress? Hold on. What
You know
is the
he's
song
doing
that
that
he
on
said?
purpose.
I know he is. He's killing me.
Waking you up.
Mr. Brett
As long as you don't
Michaels.
call me like, Al to pants you.
You gotta meet Brett. You'll know why we're laughing.
Welcome to the jungle. Is that the guy?
No, that was Axl Rose.
Oh, that's Axl Rose.
Dang.
Who's Brett Michaels? That's the
Brett
guy
Michaels, every rose has its
There
thorn,
you
right?
go. Yep.
Every rose has its thorn.
There you go.
Thank you.
There
Good night,
go.
everybody.
There you go.
All right. Let's talk with Mr. Jeff Michaelsman.
All right. Jeff
Did I
Mi-
say it right? Jeff Michaelsman.
Jeff Michaelman. Yes.
Michael Min.
Jeff McMillan. I'm going to be.
And wife,
Is it?
right?
It's not.
He's here all week, ladies. and
Thank you. Thank you. Try the veal.
gentlemen. All right, so let's talk.
Let's
So-
talk.
So, Mike,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes. Frenchie. Hey, Frenchie, tell me.
bad.
Tell me, dude.
So, Jeff, let's talk here. So,
let's talk,
you
seriously.
got into comedy, right?
Yeah.
And what minded you to get into comedy? Where do you work at?
You know, right now I work at Old Republic. Let's get with this. I've been doing comedy since 2014. I had stage fright as a kid. I always wanted to be a stand-up comic. Couldn't do it. So one night, Nieve Melandra, she was a singer in the Zoe Bowie show. I was at her show at a local bar, and she had a comic as her host. And I said, you know, he sucked. She goes, okay, next week you're on. I said, I'm on? Okay.
Wow, just like that.
Just like that. I wrote 2 jokes, and I read the menu. My one joke was about Tinder. Hey, everybody at the bar, you don't even need Tinder. Just look right if you want to hook up, and look left if you don't like them at all. And then I did
Yeah.
a joke about kale. You know kale? Huh? Like hot girls eat kale. Like you like kale, right?
Dude, she bathes in kale.
Yeah. Do you know kale?
Hating.
Kale tastes like bug spray.
Oh, yeah.
It does
Do you
not.
ever go to a can of Raid and the first ingredient in a can of Raid is kale? So
Dude, listen, there's kale pajamas, I heard. There's like
What?
kale. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff with kale, right? And it's supposed to make your body feel good, right?
right, because all plastic surgeons tell you when you get breast implants to eat kale.
Really?
Did you know that? Yeah, it's true.
Does it make them,
it
pump
makes
out a little
them
bit?
more. It makes them just correctly fall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wish I would have told my girl that because she didn't eat any kale. And we have to
boy.
go back.
Oh boy.
Hey, we need to start this over.
So that was my start, and then I had a show at a place called Pandora's Bar in Rainbow in the 95. It was Thursday nights, and I would do comedy and karaoke. And they were there for the karaoke, all the drunks, and they would get upset, and I would walk through the bar and ask them what their favorite porn was and whatever. So we built the show up, and it kept going, and I wound up a few years ago, because we're doing on November 3rd, we're doing Comedy for a Cause for VA Rep to raise money for the veterans. This will be at Distill on Rainbow and the 215. So we're raising money. So I'm also hosting that. So that's also how I wound up getting on stage at LA Comedy Club, thanks to Butch Bradley, who has the 10 p.m. show, put me on a few times. And it was fun. I enjoy it. It gets things out of my system being a regular worker during the day at Old Republic Title.
So do you go home and you literally
over.
write jokes like that? Like how much work do you put into that?
I'll tell you something. You're always writing jokes. You're even walking around. You'll tell people something funny. riffing or whatever. And I have all sorts of jokes in my phone.
Really?
Is what I do, yeah. And I would have to sit down at home for a couple of hours and figure this out and craft the show correctly. Because no matter what, comedy, it's show business, not show fun. It's still a business, and you still have to put on a product that people are going to enjoy.
So you write scripts, basically.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
that
I'm scripted. And my son will always tell you that I'm funnier when I'm off the script. And I got to tell you, I do play with the audience. It is fun. If there's somebody to pick on, it's the perfect thing. It really is. But you have to script it. You have to have a base script. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it.
So I'm gonna kind of dive into an experience I had with my parents, and I always think about comedy club.
Right.
I always think so. My parents brought up a story where they were walking into the Comedy Stop. Right, this is over at the Tropicana.
Sure.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Raw, unfiltered. Right? You
Right.
go in there. You better just be ready. Right, because you're gonna get things just spitting at you. Right.
Right.
And so one of my uncles was a little overweight. Right. And he's walking in and he's kind of like, all of a sudden they sit him in the front row and he's like, oh, shit.
Right.
Like, I know this is going to end up bad for me. Right. Yeah. And it's so funny because when you get into that, you look at this and they're like, you don't think the mindset of people walking in there, but he was thinking, man, they're going to just attack me. Well, thankful they attacked somebody else.
Right.
And they were going after somebody else verbally in the crowd. But I mean, is that something you do? Like when you see people come in, it's like, okay, what can I say about those people?
No, not really. You're on stage. I got to tell you, I don't even think it. I don't watch the crowd coming in. You're on stage and you're looking around and you're looking if your material is not there that night. Sometimes you have to grab on. It's really to grab on when your material isn't working. And if somebody's kind of talking about you or they're sitting there like. They could be sitting there with the worst expression on their face. It has nothing to do with what they look like necessarily. It's even an expression on their face or something they whisper over there. It was like even one guy one night at the LA Comedy Club, I was talking about somebody, he said, where are you from? He goes, Arkansas. I go, do you know what a Jew is? He goes, I have no idea. I go, let me push my belly button and show you my horns. I told him that. And it was like a whole thing. And he's like laughing. And we went back and forth. And, it's just a moment. You have to hit it right. No, because if you overthink something like that, it doesn't work. I think it has to be spontaneous.
My mind went somewhere when you said that they enter the room and you got to grab on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you just grab on and hold on.
Yes.
What do you mean you grab on? You just grab on and you just stay on?
That's the after party. That's the after party that happens.
Well, you know what they say? There's a thing with honor, right? Once you're honor, you stay honor.
You guys got the electronical bowl tonight, right?
That's right.
Oh my God.
So anyway, going back, how long you lived in Las Vegas?
I've lived in Las Vegas 27 years. I came here from New York in 1995. I was originally a store manager at Kmart on East Sahara. That was my first job here.
Really?
Yes. And then I got in the mortgage business in 1997 and didn't look back until the crash.
I got a question for you.
ahead.
So Kmart,
Yes.
right? What does K stand for? Do you know?
Kate.
Kresge's. But
Is
I
that
think
right?
it means
Kresge's?
Kresge's.
Is that the name? It's kind of
The
like a
name was
Walmart.
right. I don't
Wow.
know. So Kresge's. But I would like to blank that portion of my life out of my mind.
What happened?
Well, imagine working
blue
there.
light got to him.
It was a blue light special in the ladies' fitting room is what happened.
Oh my God.
Nothing like a date in the K cafeteria. The hottest chicks without teeth are there for you.
Oh my goodness.
Especially on East Sahara. Let's sniff some paint cans.
Especially
You
when
go
they're-
that far, huh?
Especially when they're shoving themselves with all that popcorn.
That's right, that's right.
Popcorn.
Tropicana's definitely got a
Aggressive.
lot of aggressiveness over there.
Yes.
Let's just put it that way.
But this was on East Sahara, which is even worse.
There's a lot of mental challenges in
yes.
that in that area. That's a new word now. It's a mental challenge.
Yes, challenge. We have to be politically correct. I got to be careful.
Yeah.
As Jeff Michaelman, sales manager of Old Republic side, I'll just give you a quick plug.
So I want to go back. So
ahead.
let's kind of fast forward. You're probably a little bit older on the tooth, longer on the
Yes,
tooth, like
I'm
all
very
of us.
long in the tooth. I'll be 56 this week, so
Nice.
I'm really aging. I can go to Sun City and then some.
Congrats, man!
Thank you,
Getting
man.
into your 50s is a big
Yeah,
deal. Like that's
it
a
is.
really, it's a big milestone, right,
It
Doug?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then you just threw Doug under the bus.
Yeah. No,
Doug,
So let's go back to
Let's
this.
go
So
back.
millennials,
Yes.
right? You look at millennials today,
Yes.
and I'm going to tell you about millennials. Like, do they get your jokes? Like, can they relate to you? Can you relate to them?
yes, I actually-
Is there like this like blinking thing going on where you're like,
No, they
oh
act-
yeah, I got it. Like
they get it.
They get it.
They do get it. My son gets it. He's 27. And my last girlfriend was a millennial, so
Oh,
she got
wow.
it. Yeah, I can.
Dude,
believe it or
wait.
not.
Give me some of that right
Believe
there.
it or not.
Millennial?
I'm able to handle. Yes, I'm lucky enough to still
He said I'm
pull
able to-
younger
Millennial,
women.
not Gen Z, right?
I don't know how because
Grab on and
know,
hold on.
grab
That's
on
the,
and
that's
hold
the motto,
on.
right?
What's your honor?
Just
Stay
keep-
honor.
I'll tell you,
Oh god.
if you can make a woman laugh, they'll do anything for you.
I'm going to tell you, man, I've been enlightened right now.
Yes.
Because I feel like, when you
You
talk
start-
about the millennial thing,
You started grabbing on. And
yeah, I
Yeah.
think if I can grab on and I can
Yes.
hold on,
You can.
I'm definitely going to get a younger woman.
Yes,
in my life.
you will. You're a good-looking guy. You'll get it. You're better than Marky Mark. What are you
He
kidding?
already has.
Well, he's. Oh, good. I'm
Just
sorry.
gotta get
I'm
into that
sorry.
underwear commercial, and then you have.
I'm
but it's
sorry.
okay.
Whatever
You
your
could have
girlfriend's
two-
name is, I
You
apologize.
could have two girlfriends, right?
Yes, if you're Mormon.
There you go. So let's go back. So you're in the industry. Talk to me about some of the things and some of the experiences that you've dealt with, like with people going in to some of, when they're going in, do people you got any stories? You got anything to talk about that people are nervous? Like what
What do you mean? In the,
take me
going
through the
to
process of like what people really, like how you
sitting
perceive
at the
them.
show?
Yeah.
No, I don't think anybody's nervous.
No?
No.
Are they hammered or what?
They're hammered. There's a lot
High.
of drinking
Yeah.
going on. There's weed. Weed is legal now. Did you know that in
Wait a
Vegas?
Can they
second.
use it? Can they use it in the show?
Of course, if you sit and you hold you
Oh,
hold
what?
your,
Okay,
and you
I didn't
blow
know
it.
that.
Nobody's.
Really? That's
I'm not
great.
going to tell on them.
Dude, Esmeralda's gonna go there
So
and
is it
get
like
one
a-
ready, and she's gonna light it up, and she'll be like, "Yo, Mr. Jeff Michaels."
I don't think people are afraid. I think they're there to laugh and have a good. Everybody is out to have a good time. If you're coming to the comedy show, you're
Yeah.
there to laugh. You're not there to be afraid. You're not there. You're there to just have a good time. And everybody does. And I try. The thing is, my other shows, I always had the singer, the pretty singer, and that also disarms the whole thing. And I almost look like Eddie Murphy in Dolomite. Did you ever see that movie on Netflix, Eddie Murphy in
Yeah,
Dolomite?
yeah.
I was that guy telling the horrible jokes. Everybody was booing me because they wanted to see the hot chick. Because one time at the Tuscany Hotel, I'm banned from the Tuscany Hotel. By the
You
way.
are.
Yes. Because
Was there a lot of walkers over at the Tuscany Hotel?
yeah, no, that was a Kmart actually.
They followed you from Kmart.
Yes.
Like, I know where you got.
I also believe The Walking Dead is actually happening. I know.
yeah.
So that this time, so I get up to do my act, and this guy's cursing at me. He goes, "Where's the hot chick? Get the fat dude off the stage. He sucks."
About you?
About me.
No.
Yeah, true story. So I'm like,
Did you flip him off?
no, I said, you know what? I lost my rhythm, and I'm like, you know what? I went, we'll bring the hot girl back since this one gentleman doesn't want to listen to me. We'll bring the hot
Dude,
girl back.
I would have brought him up on stage.
Wait, it got worse. Let me tell you
Oh,
what happened.
okay.
So she starts singing. I come running through the door. Everybody stop the show. Stop singing the Eve, I say. And I go, okay, because of this douche, 30 seconds, you're all in timeout. No singing, silence. We have to all be silent. And I'm looking at my watch and I'm going like this. And he's burning up and he wants to get on stage and beat me up, actually.
Really?
And his
Oh my
girlfriend had to stop him. True story. He reported me to management after the show.
yeah.
And I was completely thrown out of the Tuscany Hotel. Never again.
So he wanted
Wow.
to get up on the stage
And
and
beat me.
fight and
Yeah,
beat
he wanted
you
to
up.
fight
Wow.
me. And look, I'm a little dude. I have people come and fight for me. I can make a phone call and somebody could be dead. No,
Oh,
don't say that.
Did
I just say
disappearing
that?
folks. You can't make, hey,
Hey, I'm
I
in
better
trouble.
watch what I say tonight.
I'm in trouble. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Just
I'm
joking.
not. I'm really going to watch what I say
Yeah,
now. So let's talk about this, man. So you're in a relationship with a younger girl.
Yes. But
Oh, really?
I've been dumped
And,
recently. I'm in a
Well,
dumping.
let me say this though: is it a challenge with that age difference to like work together? Because it's like you guys are going opposite directions, right? It's like it's almost like a different like era, different world.
In
different
some ways,
thought.
yes, and in some ways, no. But the only problem is when you ask them who was in Van Halen, they have no idea. Something. You know,
is that where you dropped them? Like, okay, you don't know who's involved.
You don't know
Get out-
David Lee
get out of
Roth.
my
You're
house.
out.
Get your get out of my house
you're
right
out.
now.
You're out. But I'll tell you a story. In ninth grade, when John Lennon, remember when John Lennon was killed back in 1980? Yeah. So I was all upset that morning. The Beatles were my favorite band. I'm in ninth grade. My friend comes to get me at the door to walk to school. I go, oh my God, I'm so upset this morning. John Lennon was killed. He goes to me, who's John Lennon? I slammed the door on him. I never spoke to him again. True story. True story.
Yeah.
Cold shit, huh?
So let me say this. So being in Las Vegas, what do you like most about Las Vegas?
You know, everything is easy here to get to. You know,
Easy how?
Nah.
I
feel it's, you know, after
driving.
Look, after growing up in New York, you know, wherever you go, there you are. It's a very easy place to navigate. You make your circle of friends, you find your job, you find your people, and it does work. If you do the right thing in Vegas, everything works out.
It's the biggest little town you'll ever come across, and you hold a good name, you'll be good throughout the town.
I completely that you just summed it up very good.
Yep.
It's just an easier way to live your life. Your housing, the place is still one of the cleanest cities in America to live in.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and housing, no matter what, our prices are still good compared to living in California or New York. You're not paying in New York. Somebody has a $700,000 home. Their taxes are $30,000 a year. Are you going to pay $30,000 a year on taxes?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. So we still have this is one of the most affordable cities to live in, no matter what. And it's a clean place, especially if you live in Summerlin or you live in Green Valley, you live in the Southwest. We have beautiful areas.
Yeah, we do.
And it's always something to do. It's easy to get to California if you want to go to the beach, go to Arizona, get on a plane, go across the world.
So do you...
Especially with McCarran being an international, you can go nonstop to wherever you need to go.
Exactly. We have
What
the best
do you like
restaurants.
least about Las Vegas? I mean, everybody says weather, traffic. Is that the same for you?
Who says weather?
Well,
I say weather.
I love the weather.
That's you.
I hate weather here. No,
I'll tell you what.
Don't come to Vegas. You're gonna die. No,
I'll tell you what I don't like. I'm a big proponent of Vegas, but we do have issues right now with crime. Our crime is the worst it's ever been, and our homeless problem really needs to be handled in some way. The homeless have to be handled.
Yeah.
Yes, because
We're
now,
shipping those guys off to Portland.
No, meanwhile they're sleeping on the benches outside of the ballpark in Summerlin when I drive out at 7:30 in the morning. So we're having. So these are the two biggest issues to me: the crime and the homeless situation.
What about the prostitution here?
Oh, I love that. I'm so happy.
That's not a problem.
That's not a problem for me.
Oh, really?
It's not a problem for me. Hey,
Yeah. You take
know?
a left here real quick.
This is how I feel. Thank
To
you.
the right. To the right.
No, hey, they're working people. What am I going to do?
Absolutely.
It's none of my business.
So do you feel that Vegas is a really it's a place where you can thrive even as a comedian? Is there a lot of comedians? Is there a lot of competition?
There's
in
a
your
lot
industry?
of competition, and that's why I'm still working my real job, which basically I make French fries and pizza is what they pay me when I do a comedy show.
Really?
It's not.
So it's almost like a volunteer job.
Yes, it's almost a volunteer job, and I do it. It's more of a hobby for me, and I do enjoy it. But look, times are changing. Also, the entertainment business and everything here. But I do feel that I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
I think you said you were going to say that you want to serve French fries and burgers.
Yes, I do. I do. No, I don't. I don't.
All right, let's fast forward to this. So you're also in Tidal.
Yes.
And you're taking Esmeralda under your wing as being a comedian,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
she's putting down
she has a
jokes.
show. She's more important than me already. I'm just the guest here. I don't even have a show anymore.
Esmeralda, but here's the thing, man. You got to teach her how to get out of getting a ticket. Because she got a
Well,
ticket, she should have winked a little bit more,
I
a little bit
told
more
you.
like, hey, here's my number, give a fake number, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then say, oh, by the way, let me rip that up real quick. You're good.
Okay, let me say this. I did get out of 2 speeding tickets within the last 6 months.
And how did you do that?
Other than I was just like, I'm so sorry, officer. I didn't even realize. He was like, fine, don't do it. That happened to me twice.
If you could come up with something kind of funny, maybe that's where
Yes.
Jeff could help
Well, he
you
was
out.
nice.
I'll write
though.
the script.
He actually, but this police officer was really sweet. This one wasn't. He didn't even say hello. He was just
Yeah, but
like,
that's
"Get out
when
of my
you
house."
got to go in like a shark. It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
He didn't say hello.
You gotta
He's
cha-
not
you
interested.
gotta change his mind.
How do I fix this?
He's not
What do I need to
interested.
say to this guy? hello, here's my phone number. Please rip that up. We'll talk later.
Didn't you tell him you
Bye.
were coming to this incredible podcast that you are the
He didn't
guest,
care.
the
All he cared about
co-host?
was my driver's license and the ticket.
Yeah, it's not. It's
It's going on his bill.
Dude, everything's on me right now. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, the world's coming to an
There's
end
a
here in
bill
Las
you need to-
Vegas.
No.
So other than that, I mean, in the title business
Right.
and in this industry of housing, how do you feel about this market here in Las Vegas?
Well, first of all, I want to say this is not 2008. Let's start with that because the banking is much tighter now. Even though rates have, I think the problem is that the rates went up. People were still buying in this frenzy. If it would have stayed around 4.5, I don't think we'd be as in the tank as we are now because you're heading to 7. Or are you at 7 already?
As far as what?
The rate.
The rate?
30-year fixed.
Oh, we're right at, I mean, we've passed 7. I mean, we're heading for 8.
Right.
We're going to have a nice landing at 9. So you guys get ready for 9%,
figured.
right?
The thing is,
Don't say that.
Why do you mean?
I
I mean,
agree.
9%.
I don't like
agree
to
with
be
you.
a devil's advocate, but I mean, look, we're going to go to 9.
Yeah, I think we're going to go 9.99 if this election doesn't go the way
Well, inflation
It
came
should.
out. We know that inflation numbers weren't good, right? So, I
Right.
mean, we know that's an issue. But I mean, listen, psychologically, where are
I'm
you at
checking out
with people right
psychologically,
now
yeah.
and dealing with their issues as far as buying a house?
Okay, what we are doing every day with our clients, really, we are the cheerleaders. We're trying to keep them going and keep, with any marketing idea, keep them in front of the people. There still is a pie. The pie is much smaller, but there still is a pie, and there are deals to be had. People still need homes. People are moving here. There are still cash buy. I realize you do loans, but there's still a lot of cash buyers. People sell their house in California and can come buy a house for cash. If you're like a retiree and your house is paid off in New York or Chicago or California, you're coming here with cash.
See, and you just hit the nail on the head. Those are the 3 states that people are moving out of the most.
Right.
And they're going to Vegas,
Or-
Florida, or Texas.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I feel that we just have to hold on. This is not 2008. There won't be a crash. We'll have a small correction, but it won't be that bad. But there still is a pie. People are still buying. We've been in offices today, and realtors are telling us about their listings. They have contracts going. People are out there buying.
It's activity.
So I'm going to say this, guys.
I agree. I'm still doing
yeah.
about 5 to 6 inspections a week. I mean, it's, that's just me. And then there's several other home inspectors out there as well. So, I mean, people are still buying.
Yeah, it's just less because we're so used to this crazy time and everything and everybody buying. It had to slow down at some point. We're going to probably go to a more traditional market. Look, we had a great 2-year run, which was very unexpected.
Right.
Okay? So now it's not doomsday. And the other thing is there will be a refi boom. Say you do rates at 7-8%. You're going to do 5%. You're going to bring them down to 5%. They're gonna have
I
savings.
They're
think
gonna be
just the wave
ecstatic.
of people today that are doing it, which is, we'll see how long that is. People at 3%, though, they're not doing anything
They're not.
unless they sell.
Or 2%.
Like, dude, you got to
Or
have your
2%.
brain checked.
Right.
If you're going to do like
Right.
some sort of like refinance unless rates come down.
Right.
But anyways, I want to say one thing. Brett, Michelson, Jeff, whatever names we put
Whatever
up today.
name.
Dude, I love having you on. So I want to say thank you for coming out. Yeah, and I want you to continue to have a lot of input on what we're going to talk about because we have more topics here.
Oh, okay.
We're not done.
Oh, we're not.
No, we don't
No.
exit you out like we do on the Howard Stern show. You got a whole nother hour to go.
well,
this is
my-
halftime.
There's no green room here, right?
I didn't know this was is there a bathroom break? Because my bladder is like a pea today. I don't know what the hell's going on. But thank you. I really appreciate being on today. This has been a lot of fun so far.
Absolutely. we're gonna cut to a break here for a second. Hey, hi there. This is Dan French. You guys know me from channels LV Crib Tours, also the podcast, the French Workbench podcast, and I just launched a new channel, The Sound Off. If you guys want to work with a realtor that's had experience, not just this flash, realtor out here that's putting out videos and then works through the process of getting internet leads. I'm somebody that's been in the trenches. If you guys want to start with a realtor that has knowledge and experience over 15 years, I'm your guy. I'm your go-to realtor here in Las Vegas. I'll roll up my sleeves and work hard for you. Please check out lvhomeprofessionals.com. That's a great place to get started.
So there's a lot of problems out here with people looking to buy a house. And when they look at inflation, they look at rates, it's really hard to justify buying a house today. I'm here to help you, guide you through that process, and really make you understand what's happening in this market and pass the ball to you.
All right, we're back. You guys like that, huh? What do you guys know about that?
Wayne
Realtor-
Newton, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, coming out strong, baby.
Mr.
Coming
Vegas.
out strong.
Mr.
So we're going to keep on
Vegas.
moving here, guys.
I like the pool, but we didn't get to see it. Just like
This is our second half, right? This is halftime. Now we're going into our second half. Like I said, if you guys have any comments, we're going to answer all your questions at the end. And please like the channel as you're seeing this video. If you like the content, subscribe. We got a lot of information. We're going to talk about Las Vegas. And you guys, what do you guys think? We're going to talk right now about the nosedive I've been talking about with homes in 2023. And this is what Fannie Mae is saying, is that we're going to nosedive even further. We're going to be at 18% decline nationwide. I think that's going to happen this 2022. They said this is going to happen. What do you guys think? You guys think that this is going to continue to be a problem where prices of homes, including into 2023, how far do you think we can go on this? Because they're saying 18% this year. What do you think is going to happen next year? What is the decline going to look like? Because let's get the numbers out. Esmeralda.
I definitely think that we're going to decline. I think that as interest rates go up, we're definitely going to take a dive. I believe that. However, I do believe too that it's not going to be the way everybody thinks. I think that it'll be a correction, but I think it'll be in our favor. And I think that is, that's just my opinion.
What do you think, Doug?
I'm holding the second quarter next year. We're gonna take off.
You think so?
I think we're gonna come down up until, I would say, probably around March, April sometime, and then we're gonna take off again.
Really? You think that?
Yep.
I'm going to ask you a question, and not to try to challenge you here, but I'm going to challenge you.
Yeah.
What basis do you feel that that's going to happen?
Because once people get past the interest rate thing that's going on right now.
Yeah, but what if rates keep going up? I mean, that thing could be a thing next year too.
It
They're
can't
gonna go up,
It
too.
can't. They can't keep go. They can't go past. I mean,
But inflation's already up 0.4% right now.
Dude, listen. The inflation rate is at like 25% right now. I mean, they say it's at 8, but if you look at all the commodity, like all the durable goods and everything else, I just saw this on a show the other day. They're showing that fuel prices are up, the food prices are up, the energy bills are up. Those are the three things that people have to be able to survive, to be able to afford, right? You keep putting, and that right there is at 19%. I don't care what they say the inflation rate is at 8%. That's something, whatever else they want to add into it. Right now, they're at 19% on those three items right there. And if they keep raising those, you've lost a whole economy. I mean, you can't get, even back in 1970, back when we had the red and green days at the pumps, and all that other stuff, we had inflation at like, I don't know, what was it, like 20%, 22%, whatever it was. I mean, people were struggling. And I mean, you can't go, you won't be able to go to 30% and keep an economy, or you're going to have, it's.
Jeff, what do you think about this?
Well, I think, first of all, we are in inflation now, and I do not think the prices are going to go down. I just don't. I think we're going to have a correction, but we're not going to see that. People are waiting for that 2008 moment again.
I agree.
And it's not
That's
coming.
not going to happen.
It's not
So
coming.
this is the new norm.
This is the new norm, because look, we're going in the supermarket, we're going into a restaurant. Everything is more expensive. The same thing, like even a pack of Tic Tacs that was 99 cents is now $2.19 in some places.
And they're making the containers smaller.
Yes.
So you get less and you're getting charged more. So you're
right.
And another thing too, you guys, 2004, we didn't have a problem with materials.
Right.
Everything
Correct.
was available. Now we do.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't believe it's going to go down to
Yeah.
that. That's
Well,
just my
but
opinion.
I'm going to say something. So I brought this up one time, and you guys can.
No, just thank God.
She said no. So I got to say, okay. I look at this situation with materials. Okay, what they're doing with these, everybody's looking at all the say Congress, right? Because they make the laws, and they're looking at the Fed, and they're saying, Fed, please help us out and just cut the head off the snake, and let's get inflation in check by raising the Fed's fund rate. Why wouldn't you have a meeting with a lot of these corporations that are bringing imports and exports and things like that to try to fix the problem, to not hurt us as a society first?
Two things would fix this society. Tariffs on the products coming in, open a pipeline. Those two things right there would change this.
What about you?
I actually tend to agree with that, especially open the pipeline. I mean, look at the price of gas now, but I think that's also been done so you're forced to buy an electric car. I really believe that, and I kind of bought into it. I bought an electric car, but I do think it's a major part of it.
It's like an $8,000 car.
But this whole thing with inflation right now, this is where this is it. Think about it. In the late 1970s, during Jimmy Carter, the same thing happened. All prices went up and everything, and interest rates got ridiculous. But 18%, you bought a house for $90,000. There's a big difference than 18% for an $800,000 home.
Right. Exactly.
It's completely.
Esmeralda, what do you think?
And we had stagflation back at that time too. So prices were going up and inflation was going up.
I think that we follow California when it comes to gas and many things. Regulations, I've noticed that we're following, and it's really irritating.
We got a governor without that.
Yeah.
It's a government.
Because we follow them like on everything.
So you're saying we're not a leader, we're a follower?
Yes,
Yeah, but
I
even-
am.
That's our leaders.
How do you feel you
California.
go into a restaurant even?
Yeah.
Do you feel the quality of a restaurant is the same anymore? Do you go into one of your local restaurants? Or do you feel that they're squeezing to do what they can to just make it work?
Go ahead.
I think they're squeezing to make it work. I mean, some of the places, you go into some of these sushi places or whatever, and it's like before you'd get a mound of food. Now you get one for each person at the table.
Yeah.
And it's like I think they're doing whatever they can to make their.
The cost is increased.
Right.
The cost is increased.
Well, yeah,
you got to make it make sense for
make their ends meet too, so they can stay open.
And another thing with restaurants is the food, right? Whatever they don't use, if it goes bad, you throw it out. There's nothing you can do about that. That's also
the margins.
Yeah.
Well, and this is probably one of the premier places in the country for restaurants and food and dining, whatever you want, kind of thing. So
you guys don't think that this is going to be a nosedive next year? Where look at Fannie Mae's come out and stated gross domestic product is going to be to grow.
I heard Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are getting a divorce, by the way.
I believe that there will be I believe that yes, homes will decrease, but I don't believe it's going to be down to like the 2005 or 6 where you're looking at 50,000, 100,000.
No, see, listen,
not drastic like that.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
Well, that would take a catastrophic position, right? Of something unforeseen. Like he even brought up.
But people do believe that is going to happen.
Well, but go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
Here's the other thing. Most people also have equity in their homes now in Las Vegas itself. Almost everybody has equity. Everybody bounced back from the 2008 disaster. And the people that bought during this time, everybody has equity.
I think creditworthiness, you brought this up, of buyers today is at all-time high, right? I also look at, though, I'm not going to say, Fannie Mae is saying that gross domestic product is going to go ahead and increase 2.3% annualized in the third quarter of 2022. So what does that mean, though? It means that people are still spending. It means that what they're doing is still not where it needs to be. So I'm going to kind of counter that and say to everybody here is that I think they're going to continue to raise rates, and I think we're going to continue to slow down. I don't think that the housing market is still at the bottom. I don't feel like we've hit bottom at all. I feel that we're not going to hit bottom until maybe the middle part of 2023, possibly even the end of 2023 before we actually hit the bottom. A lot of people out there think that rates are going to come back in, maybe the second quarter of 2023. So I feel that maybe they're onto something. I mean, they're seeing something here that maybe we're not seeing, as far as this nosedive. We're already at 18%. Could you think we would go like another 20% next year? Esmeralda.
I think that if we do, it's not going to be a good position. But I think it's possible because I did hear that interest rates will continue to go up. If interest rates continue to go up, it affects everything because it starts from your household and how you spend and what you do. It starts from that point, right? So if that's affected, then everything else is. There's no more, people are not going out to eat. They're not traveling as much. So I think it will drop. I just still believe it won't drop to the part where it's going to be that low. Not
I think the politicians have a big decision to make, whether they want to destroy the economy or help the economy. That's my take on it.
Right
I think we're being stringed. I feel like we're being stringed, like kind of like they're just stringing you along.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I think it's more, and I agree with you on some things, Doug, but it's more of a politician position, right? Like crashing the economy and.
I mean, that's who controls it. I mean, you and I aren't going to go out and do something about it. I mean, they got to make things work for us to be able to make money, right? They got to make things work so people have jobs. They got to make things work. They got to make things work so people can buy food. I mean, that's pretty much the way it goes.
Jeff, what do you think, man?
Well,
20% next year, 2023.
No, not
40% drop since 2021.
No way. It's not going to happen.
Crashes come. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm telling you, because I mean, credit worthiness banking. But, the thing is, even this morning I was listening to one of the news shows. They said that people's, the average income house can't even keep up with inflation anymore.
Nope.
That they cannot afford what's happening.
I think that the crash will come in a different angle.
Well, I don't think it's a crash. Do you think there's going to be a crash?
Please don't let it be our 401k.
A crash could be anything. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the housing market. It could be something else.
What else?
Anything. How
When
about
you're
gas?
speeding and get a ticket?
How about the crash with gas?
Yeah.
What if it goes up to $20? I'm gonna be like, hey, I love you guys. Send me a text.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, we're the number 2 highest gas price in all of America right now.
I
Number
know.
2.
Yeah,
right.
California is the highest.
That's a big deal, right? And so you put that with everything else that's going on in Vegas. I got a question for you. So you go back and you rewind. I was watching this story, and I was reading this information on this article that I was looking at, stating a lot of Californians and a lot of people come from out of state and they come to Las Vegas because they're trying to take advantage of the cheaper market, the cheaper place to live, cheaper taxes. Okay, I give Las Vegas all that, right? We get it. Is it though? Like, is it really today that much cheaper, even though we got taxes?
Yes.
But I mean, if we took away those taxes, would we be on the same level almost as California? Not maybe the housing prices, just the living expense, right? What do you think?
Because you go in a supermarket, everything you cannot get out of there under $100.
And then too, like in California, you got to pay for your
bag.
your grocery bags.
We're gonna get to that. I've been hearing we're gonna get to that. We're gonna be paying for the grocery bags
I
also.
hope not.
Shit.
No, but you brought up a good point. You wonder about that sometimes. You look at other cities and we're very expensive. This place has become expensive.
It's an expensive place,
because
man.
we were so used to living the life
I don't
here
believe
for so
that we
many
are.
years.
I don't think that we are. I mean, I think that if you come in as a tourist, yes, I think we are, because you're paying tourist prices. But I think to live, I don't think that we're very, very expensive. I travel all the time, and I'm like, okay, we're inexpensive in Vegas.
Yeah, but imagine even like fast food. Like you go to Five Guys, for instance. Okay,
$15 for a burger.
Yeah, 50. It's like
I'd rather have
2 people,
5 women,
50
but
bucks.
go ahead.
That's going to be happening tonight, Spearmint Rhino. It's 5 Women Tuesday. But
what time does that start?
What's a lap dance go for now, Dan?
Wait, we got to end the show. I got to leave. I got things to do. Sorry, people.
But you think about it, you go fast food. Like even this morning, I picked up a sausage and egg McMuffin. It used to cost me $4 for the whole meal. It was $8.
So double.
See, there you go. There's your 50.
doubled.
There's your 50% inflation.
I wonder.
Right
I
there.
wonder if the Rhino, like the lap dances, are the same price or they went up.
I don't know. Let's go try it out tonight. What do you think?
It is.
We just were here because we want to know if the lap dances
I might
went
need
up.
a part-time job.
What happened to
I'm
2
at
for
the Rhino.
Tuesday?
Esmeralda wants one too. Like,
Can she get hers at half price though, since I'm paying full price?
we're just trying to
Just
do
get
like a.
VIP
We're
prices.
trying to be.
We're doing a case study. All right, so let's go back. So we're kind of getting off topic here, but so anyways, I feel like it's going to nosedive here in 2023. Not nosedive, but I feel like we're going to continue to decline. I feel it's that 5% range. Like it's going to probably decline maybe that 5 to 10% here in Las Vegas. I still feel that we have people that want to come here and buy homes because sustainability is there. People are still coming to Las. I know it sounds like a sales pitch, but the numbers show it.
Yeah.
People come here.
Yep.
Are we declining? Look, we're declining. So I'm not saying we're not declining, but are we declining at a pace that I thought we would be at No, I thought we'd be declining a lot further or a lot faster.
And we're not.
But we're not. And it's because people are still moving from out of state. We're still that destination.
So the other thing is that we're still got a lot of jobs in this town.
That's right.
And that's what's actually a big advantage over a lot of places in the Midwest and the East. Things are getting cut out.
Yeah, if you guys want to check that out too, I did a YouTube. It's the Sound Off. I did a video about this where we had casinos. You talked about it last week. The M Casino, $206 million they've invested into expanding their building.
Yeah.
384 rooms. Plus they're expanding the meeting rooms. What does that tell you? I mean, you got the station casinos. It tells you that if investors didn't think Vegas would continue to grow, they wouldn't invest here.
Right, exactly.
There's gambling here. And here's the other thing. What does that do for people? It opens up job opportunities.
Absolutely.
Do you know how many jobs for these station casinos that's opening up? The M. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, so you got to also take a look at the housing market too. Certain places, 89138 in Summerlin, that is not declining. Certain, like McDonald Highlands out here, these areas are not declining. I was out there in a new home track for Toll Brothers on Saturday. It was a condo with a roof deck.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Up in that red?
Yep.
Basically, if you put in all the extras, you get the roof deck. It's $850,000 for 1,800 square feet.
Yep.
These areas, there are at least 10 zip codes that are not declining in price at all. So I don't know that we're in such a failing market. Like in 2008, everywhere you were able to get a house for $100,000. If it was Summerlin, it didn't matter where it was.
Yeah.
We're not seeing condos for $30,000 like last time.
Damn the luck.
I know, right?
Damn the luck, right? So let's go
It's
ahead.
that crystal ball.
Right, it's that crystal ball.
Crystal ball. She's dancing tonight over at Rhino.
Where's she at? Rhino. That's just funny, Rhino. All right, let's keep going. So let's keep moving. I want to talk about what's happening with Bras for Cause. And it's a great opportunity for Esmeralda to really step up to the plate. And she's going to talk with us about what's going to happen with Bras for Claus here. Or Claus? Bras for Cause.
Santa Claus?
Actually, you know
Santa
what?
Claus. Who's clawing at Bras tonight? Bras for Cause. And this is a good event though, right? It's for cancer, right?
Yes, it is.
Talk to me about it.
So basically what it is an organization that, well, many organizations participate in this. Everybody has their own network of people that they put it together, right? So for this organization, it's basically for women who have breast cancer. And so this is coming in through real estate, and it's the Women's Real Estate, what is it called?
Women's Council of
Yeah.
Realtors.
There you go.
WCR.
WCR.
Bobby Stardust, president.
Yes.
Barbie Stardust.
You know who she is?
No.
She's a
but it sounded sexy.
Sounds like a dancer.
Yeah,
Well,
like Bobby Stardust.
she's very passionate about this. And I think everyone in that organization is. They've actually have donated thousands of dollars to this organization. Correct. And it's something to give back from real estate aside of just receiving, right? Like everybody thinks that all we do is take. Well, this is giving back to the community, giving back to women that have cancer. And what's great about this, Jeff is actually going to be on stage wearing all kinds of cool bras for this event.
Dude.
Yes, I will. Yes,
He's-
tomorrow night. I am actually going to be up there.
Really?
Yes, I will be Madonna.
And he's going to be auctioned out.
And I've been, by the way, in the 4 years I've done it, I've raised the most money of all the models that they've had in a 4-year period.
Are you a Victoria's Secret man?
Yes, I am. I do enjoy. I like the angel wings. I like,
So I'm going to help him with his bras.
He likes the silk.
I like the silk.
So I'm going to help him tomorrow with his
smooth.
bras and make sure he's on stage and he
Yes.
looks good and make sure we change him out. And see, the key thing about this is that if you are, well, it's sold out, right? So never mind.
It is sold
It's
out.
sold out.
It's
sold out. It's at the
Dude.
space. You know the space down on Industrial?
Wow.
How many people would you say? 400?
About 400 or 500 people will be there.
This is a big event. Like it's
Huge.
crazy,
That's awesome.
like a club.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a club.
So you got to
night.
dress up like it's Halloween before it's Halloween
Right,
type of thing,
right.
right? Are you going to, like,
Right.
does
I'm
everybody...
gonna look hot tomorrow. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, you're going to look hot.
Yeah.
What are you going to wear?
I don't know yet. Some hot. And
Just
I'm-
a bra and some stuff,
I'm
or
there.
what?
I'm gonna be. I'm
Yes.
gonna be just prepping Jeff.
Yes,
and
just
make sure
prepping
I
me
look
and
good. He's,
making sure everybody sees Esmeralda. Me, they don't want to see my 56-year-old
my
dad
bras.
bod.
Hey, let me say something though. You put some Victoria's Secret on,
Yes.
dude, people are going to give you some compliments.
yes.
It just changes the whole.
It changes
the whole look.
The whole
Especially
landscape. The
that-
whole landscape.
Are you
Especially
going
that-
lipstick or no lipstick?
Don't know yet. I might have though a Madonna mole. I'm thinking.
Really?
Yeah,
How
I
about
might
a
have to
wig?
do that. I'm
Are you-
wearing a wig,
Okay.
definitely.
All right.
Last year I was the Little Mermaid.
Okay.
The year before that I was a bumblebee.
Really?
Yes.
He's gonna show up.
Was your tail in the front?
Oh really? Oh. Can't you tell us?
Oh my goodness gracious. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
But hey, if we would love donations for this event.
Yes.
It's for a great cause. You give back, and we definitely help anybody that has.
Yes.
That's
All
awesome.
right. So also, Esmeralda wants to talk about the down payment assistance that's going on. And Esmeralda, so you're doing let's kind of move this around here.
Well,
So you're doing down payment assistance. Talk to me about what this is about.
Well, what it is actually I have a group of agents and lenders that they put this group together, and it's for first-time home buyers. And what they do is a actual education seminar, and it's not just for down assistant payments. It's basically for anybody that's brand new, that is looking to buy a home, that has no idea what the process is. So we're doing classes, and this is basically teach you what the process looks like, what you can expect. And so we've been working with this for, I think already this is our third one.
Yep.
And actually we had a full house, and I was really shocked.
So let me ask you a question. Is there really opportunity out there for people that are looking for down payment assistance programs? Because
There
look,
is.
I'm going to tell you the truth. So I'm out in the trenches, real estate. I do real estate too, and everybody knows that that's predominantly it's my prominent position as far as right now. So I look at real estate.
Okay.
And I see the challenges. And what I was thinking today is, if you go back a year from now, 8 months from now, I was making offers for people $20,000, $30,000 above list, right? Now I'm making it $20,000, $30,000 8 months fast forward below list, asking for closing costs, asking for the 2-1 buy down, and I'm getting it. You're looking at a down payment assistance program.
Homes possible.
If you were in the market before at a down payment assistance, good luck. If you were going to compete against people going above list, but if you're in down payment assistance right now, dude, the world is your oyster right now, right? You can have opportunity, right?
That's true.
Absolutely, there is, and there's a lot of people that are actually really motivated to buy in this market today with the interest rates, because there's different programs that can assist you to make that purchase. So yes, there is opportunity, and right now is a golden time if you're in that position.
Yeah, so you're doing an event. I want you to kind of pitch what your event's about. And like, if somebody's out there looking for down payment assistance to buy a house, this is a good place to get started. Talk to me about that. So
we've been doing different classes at different locations. We had one, and this was actually at a church for one of the real estate agents for Century 21. And it was in Las Vegas Urban Legend, and that's where it was held. And this was basically only done for the employees of that organization. There was a lot of first-time home buyers that were single moms. So it was really refreshing to see that, hey, they were excited and that there was an opportunity for them, because they felt like they missed the boat last year and the year before, based on what Dan just said, right? That they didn't have a chance. If you didn't have the 10,000 over listing price, you can't even, there's no reason to even start. Well, now the market has switched, and now everything's rolling in their favor, because the market right now, just like Dan said, hey, if you're looking to get a home at 60,000, 80,000 less, you might be able to today. So if that's what you're waiting for, this is the market today. You don't need to wait for next year. You should move forward. There is different down payment assistance depending on what your credit is, and so that's what this class is for. I do the title and escrow part. That's my part for the education, but it's an hour, and the hour is basically different topics from A to Z. What do you do? What's your credit score? Do you need credit? Do you need credit, but do you need help with your credit to get it fixed?
To repair it.
Yeah. So it's all of these different topics. So if this is something you're interested, please let me know.
Dude,
this sounds like something that I did with a company out of Reno during the last crash, and I forget what it was called. I forget what the name of it was, but what they were doing was they were buying the homes and helping the buyers with, they could get into the house and they could make the payments, and then at the end of 3 years.
You're talking about a lease, like lease to buy, or?
Yeah, well, kind of like that, but they were buying it and they were helping them repair their credit, getting them into the house in some place they could actually live, and they could make the payment without coming up with a down payment. And then at the end of the 3 years, they would keep that a portion of that money that they were paying them for the mortgage, and then apply that towards a down payment, and then they could get a loan once their credit was repaired.
Well, I think that, I mean, and that probably is a case where you can probably do something like a lease to buy. I think it matters on who your real estate agent is and how they negotiate. And they might be right now, they're going to be probably the golden ticket to how, what you're negotiating. So that matters. I think it matters who your real estate agent, matters who your lender is, and that's going to help you, take the home run. That's just my opinion.
Well, listen, if you guys are out there, Esmeralda will definitely help you guys out, and we'll have a link. Esmeralda, I think it's important that we put a link in to people to help you out. If you guys want to go to this event, and we wanted to bring this up, it's a very educational event on down payment assistance. People that are looking to buy a home. This is a great place to get started. Esmeralda will be there chaperoning you to your seat.
I actually did. It's so funny.
There you go. See, and she's going to help you and support you. But we're here to help you guys. I mean, what this show's about is really just helping people and giving back, giving the content, trying to educate. We don't know everything in this show, but we try to educate on our knowledge and our experience. And I think that's kind of, if we don't know the answer, we'll find the answer for you, right? And I think that's kind of what it's about.
And also what I loved about this seminar was that there was a lot of, it was not just for only single moms. It was for anybody. It just happened to be this group this was, yesterday. So it gave them a sense of relief to kind of know what the process was. Some of them were really scared. They're like, I've never owned a home ever. Yeah. And this is my opportunity. I have 3 kids and I want to move forward. And just them understanding what happened, that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Oh, no, I was just looking at something. So let's keep going. So let's go ahead and go under the next topic here, which is the student loan forgiveness and the $20,000 that people may have interest in getting. I think a lot of students out there want to take advantage of this. Student loan forgiveness application officially opens. 10 things you should know, right? So what is this? What is this, right? Do you guys know what this is about? Do you know what it's about, Doug?
It's helicopter money for kids.
No, it's forgiveness. That means they don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, it means we got to pay for it.
Well, let me say this. So I'm going to kind of go back. I'm going to kind of go back and understand. So here's my thing on it. So you're a person that kind of gets born. You're born into this world, not kind of, but you are, right? You're looking for education. You want to better your life or better your experience. You have your family that's trying to help out with their kids.
Right.
And the cost of education, I think, is the real root of the problem. If you didn't have the cost being so astronomical out there, as far as hundreds of thousands of dollars if you want to go to these top schools, why do
you need to go to a top school?
Well, let's just say even a minor school.
Okay.
UNLV, right? UNLV's not, it's a top school. Let's say you go to...
UNLV is a good school.
It's a good school, but it's not a top school. It's not an Ivy League school. It's not one of those colleges that, you got to pay a premium,
USC.
Right? Right. It's not USC. But you go to those schools, right? And I'm not saying everybody has to go through this, but, for me, I look at it and go, these numbers just keep increasing year over year. It never stabilizes.
Right.
And these kids, every single generation and every year costs them more money and more money and more money. So do you think this student loan forgiveness of $20,000, is that even a dent in some of these bills?
It's not even a dent in some of the, when you're, I know U of O, when I was growing up, it was $2,000 a year. Now it's $65,000 a year. So $20,000 isn't going to put a dent in it. I think they should scrap this whole thing. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know if they should scrap it, but I think that they should. I mean, look. So there's got to be some cost to it, but let's go over and look at
all
what's
you're
going
doing
on.
is facilitating the colleges to start charging them more money.
So let's look and see what's happening here. Staten Island, New York, millions of Americans with student loan debt can now apply for student loan forgiveness for up to $20,000. The application officially became available on Monday of this week, just a few days, and borrowers have a little over a year to apply for student debt relief. Now, I look at it as is $20,000 even a dent, though? Like, when you're talking about issues with inflation, you're talking about issues, you disagree that there shouldn't be any money given to these kids.
No.
Why?
Why should the government give these kids money to go to school? There's vocations out there that you can do. I mean, my kids, all three of my kids, I told them, you got three choices. You got one, you can go in the military. You're out of the house. You're on your own. 2, you can go get a job. You're out of the house. You're on your own. 3, you can go to college. I'll let you live at the house, but you're paying for your own college. I'm not paying for your college. And the reasoning behind that is because I think there's too many, participation trophies, and there's too many parents out there think that they got to do whatever it is to get their kids into college. Well, they're taking the responsibility out of the kids' hands. The kids need to be responsible for themselves. When they turn 18, they're adults. That's the way I look at it.
Well, you forgot 4. Go to Spearmint Rhino and put yourself through college if you're a girl, right?
Well, there's always that too.
You know what?
You don't want to say anything?
You know what? I plead the fifth because
You have a son. Did you pay for him to go to college?
my son did not go to college, but he would have had the opportunity to. Yes, money was available for him. Growing up, I think about it. We all paid. Our parents either paid for it or we had to work. There was no forgiveness. The problem is the bill is going to come on all of us. We can't keep giving out all this money. I'll tell you, as a country, we're giving out way too much money. We're going to have to, at some point, the bill is going to become due, and we're going to be in even bigger trouble than what's going on right now. It's a very tough situation. I don't want to talk about it. I have to be honest with you. I don't want to get involved in this.
So is it? All right, let's talk about politics.
You're against it.
You want to know the truth? I don't know. You know what? I kind of am because people work so hard to put their kids through school, and I just don't have an answer for it. Because
I got you.
I have both sides of it. I look at it. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
Esmeralda, what do you think? You think that we should offer this $20,000? And is it really even making a dent?
I only believe if it's depending on the circumstances, right? So
that I 100%.
Right? So if there's like a medical challenge, because this is the thing. When you're that age, you can work. Your hands work, your arms work, like you're walking. Like if you're healthy, you can go get a job and pay for it later.
Yeah, but
now if it's to help parents, or maybe you have a disability, you're in a place where, hey, I need this break. It's different. I will agree to bend for those people, but just because, no.
I agree, but I also agree that if kids are brought up in the wrong place, like they deserve a chance. Like I'm torn on this issue, but do I feel giving out 10, 20,000 to all these people is worth it? No, because this is a bill that's going to come due to us.
Well, yeah, but I believe too that we should give opportunities for people that don't have it. Now,
Right.
what if
That
you
I
come
agree.
from a place where your family's really poor and you'll never ever go to college?
I feel they deserve
because they're not
that
in that
chance.
position, and neither are you. So,
Right.
but you're talented.
But I feel they deserve that chance.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So look, some people get grants, right? Some people have to pay for it. Okay, we're not going to sit here and judge that. But I want to say this. The foundation of every civilization is the educational background and how people are educated through that society, right? Why do you have to pay for it, right? And that's my look, I understand you got to have teachers. You have taxes. Why not allocate some of the taxes to have these teachers teach these people? Because look, if we as a society educate our people, right?
He's a nerd already talking about school.
It's the truth, though. Like, that is the foundation of every civilization.
But in New York, for instance, I grew up on Long Island. Depending on what town you lived in, how much the taxes were, those taxes had to do with the quality of the school system.
Right.
So we're going to have to pay for it one way or the other.
I believe that we should invest more in education. We should invest more in teachers. We should invest more in that. I don't think we do in that arena.
I think there's a lot of things that have to change before we do that, though.
But I don't believe we should hand out
there.
just to hand out, because I still believe that people need to learn how to get their own.
What do you guys? I mean, so let's kind of end this show real quick. So I disagree. I think that
should pay for everybody.
no, I think that they should. I think they should get the 20. I actually think it should be more. I think they should actually get more money to be paying this off, because you got to think that they're putting in themselves in a position, to get educated, but it's for a cause that is going to help us as a society. That's the way I see it.
If you had a
So you're willing to take the bill?
If you had $100 million and these kids needed help going to college, you would give that money that you earned to these kids to go to college.
I don't think individually anybody would do that. I think what it is you would contribute part of it, but I think you have to change the system. The system is
exactly.
You have to go all in and say, well, why do you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a good education in this world today when you can allocate other tax money? Dude, they're printing money for things that we don't even know what they're printing for.
Right.
Why not print it for things that actually help our educational system?
It's like
we have the lowest in Las Vegas.
That.
It's like
I agree
Angel
with that,
Invest.
but it depends what we're allocating the money for. Because what if you give somebody $20,000? It really doesn't go to school. It went to go buy a.
And who's gonna what are you gonna benefit the society with an underwater basket weaving degree?
Right.
You know, I mean it's
gotta be something that's a niche or something that's a trade.
Sure.
Right?
And it's kind of like angel investors with people who own businesses. Just because you own a business doesn't mean that everybody should be putting money into your business just because you've taken that leap and that risk to start a business.
Like, let's start with our doctors, first of all, and our nurses. Let's help them with their education,
100%.
possibly.
Yeah.
Because that's something that we need in life to exist.
We can go on this a little bit more, but you look at sports players, and I understand everybody loves sports, but I'm going to say, man, they're well overpaid. What do they really contribute other than just time passing? I'm not saying that they don't.
Entertainment.
It's entertainment. It is. But is it a level where they're actually helping society? Maybe. But is it helping society transition to, something different? Did they revolutionize some type of situation in life? Are they like doctors, teachers?
I think
they
so.
should be paid. I don't think they should be paid that much. I think they're well overpaid.
But I do think they contribute something, because this is what happens. When you're young, you start you start getting interested in these different sports, and then it teaches you how to be a team player. It teaches you all these different things.
But you don't have to go to sports to see that. You can go into other things.
But some kids
do that.
But some kids, they do need the sports to get them disciplined. Like, that's the only thing that's going to get them to go to school, to do good, to follow up. Like, some kids need that discipline. I'm not saying that's the only way, but I'm saying that I think sports is a huge part of that.
I disagree, because I think if you have somebody that's a figure, a father figure or a parent figure in your life, and they take control and help you and direct you on what's important, I don't think it's about sports. I think why they go to sports is they find a coach or they find somebody that gives them that figure, that father, strong figure that says this is how you need to live life.
But there's a foundation there, and some of these kids, they don't get it anywhere but there.
Well, there's other places though.
What
there's other clubs, there's other places. The thing is sports is a big thing in life, right? So everybody thinks that's the only way out, or that's the only way to go get that. There's other things you can do though. And I think, I'm just saying, you look at these $140 million contracts, all these things. Yeah. Dude, why do you deserve, I'm not saying hey, you know what? Great, you're entertaining. $140 million over 3 years. Who's contributing to that? Why? I don't contribute to that. I'm not going to. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're contributing, fans are contributing into that and helping them getting paid that money. And I think that for me is why don't you contribute that and focus on and take that money and put it to other things like teachers and doctors and science. Science is what helps our society create and evolve. What about that? Why does it always got to be
research and development?
But I think there is money that's filtered through maybe not to the extreme that sports is. Because not everybody cares about science.
Yeah, this could be.
Well, it can keep going. I think it comes.
Okay,
down.
so let me tell you this. So my aunt
my
aunt was a scientist in Mexico. So 3 of my aunts, they are all. One of my aunts, she's heavy in politics in Mexico. My other aunt Teresa, she was a scientist. That's what she did. That was her thing. She studied plants. She went all out, and she literally just retired, and now she owns 2 restaurants in Mexico. So my family comes from a background of education is everything. everything. Like it's major, it's big, it's important. I have 2 of my uncles are doctors. These are all on my dad's side of the family. They're all
But here's the
entrepreneurs.
problem. If you're getting paid $140 million to go play a sport, or you're going to get paid, $300,000 to $500,000 a year to go be a doctor, you're probably going to push those kids to be a sport player. That's the problem. It's what is being pushed and what's really important.
Well,
the importance is getting those scientists, those engineers, and those people into society to contribute, and then reallocate that that information and all the stuff that they do back into our society to help it grow.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here and talk about sports, but I'm just saying this is an example. You look at $20,000 and you say, is that enough? I think it's a political move, because if it's me, I'm probably just, if I was a,
look when it's coming out.
I'm going to wipe out everything.
Look at when it's coming out. I mean, we're 3 weeks away from an election.
Well, exactly.
You don't think it's not political?
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's even anything for anybody out here, because I mean, there's people out there.
Well, 20 grand is not a lot, though.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot. What is it really going to help
when
if you
you're
owe
at-
$300,000 to go to school?
Right. We're throwing money into the wind.
Yeah,
We're going to have
exactly.
to pay on.
And then we're going to have to
Bottom
pay.
line.
It's stupid.
Exactly.
Bottom line.
I think it's stupid.
Yep.
So, anyways,
so we
Make
agree.
it
20,000
substantial.
is.
If you're gonna do something like that, quit sending money overseas and put it into the education. I mean,
the
that's
thing is-
you don't give a little pittance to our world, to our country, and give the world away to some other country.
right.
I mean, that
But-
just doesn't work.
What I do know about education is that you have a better chance just getting an education than maybe making it to some kind of a sport, right? So,
And I
with
think
that
any
being
kind of
said-
education, actually, I think any kind of education, if you could go into like an iron worker, going through the vocations, going through
I
as
would
an
do
electrician.
IT if it was
IT is a huge,
Anything.
huge thing. So any kind of
Anything.
education you can get in our society that actually will give back to our society. I mean, it doesn't have to be college. It could be, you went through a union or whatever, union program or an apprenticeship program or whatever it happens to be. That's I think the education has to be able to give back to the country that you live in, the nation that you live in, I guess, or whatever you want to call, how you want to say it.
Well, we got to end the show here. So we had a lot of good topics today. I hope you guys had a fun time. Mr. Jeff Michael's son, Michaelman. Jeff Michaelman, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for
you were
having me.
a
I
pleasure.
appreciate it. I appreciate being
Dude, you
here.
were a chameleon. You came in. You made the show better.
No,
you
guys
made me better.
No, oh please, you guys
Oh,
made
man.
me better.
I'm telling you right
I'm
now.
so thankful tonight to be here.
Dude. And so you
No,
have
I
a
had
title.
fun. I had a lot of fun.
Good.
No, I
You-
really
you-
did.
You come to a title company,
So
right?
much. Yes.
So what's your title company, and why would somebody? Is there something different about your title company?
Here's the thing: Old Republic Title. Bottom line, we are a national company. We are also we underwrite our own title, so we have great staff, great EOs. We have Esmeralda, Lycia now is part of the crew. Saleswoman extraordinaire. Look, you sit here with her each week and you chat about all these things. She had a lot of great things to say tonight. She helps her clients. Her clients love her. Reach out to us. She is terrific. The whole team is terrific. Happy to be at Old Republic Title.
Absolutely, and also my co-host, right? I mean, you can't listen. This show is not the show. It's not the FWB, Big French Workbench. If we don't have my co-host, Doug Liebig, and also Esmeralda Lucia. Doug, I just want to say thank you always for coming on, man.
Absolutely.
And
have a good time.
Yeah. How does somebody get a hold of you for your expertise in?
Well, they can either call me 702-806-5280, or they can look up on my website. My email is actually pretty easy. It's dliebig@lvhomeinspections.com. So they can either look me up on the website, lvhomeinspections.com, email me, text me, call me, whatever you'd like to do. I'll answer.
I'm going to tell you something. Doug is like one of those guys, when you go out and you work with him, you think you know something, right? Well, Doug will tell you everything you need to know, and then he'll tell you all the details of everything that goes on with this house. He saved me. I was in a position of buying a house that I would have probably jumped off a bridge off of, right? Because I would have been like, no, I cannot believe I bought. He went there, he said, Dan, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, you're trying to buy a house that has a pool, has this, has that. And I'm sitting there going, dude, I thought it was going to be the next thing. You're like, walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away.
I didn't necessarily tell you to walk away. I gave you the more of the cons than the pros of buying the house.
Absolutely.
And that's where we kind of discussed what you wanted to do. And then from my knowledge, my background, my civil engineering background, basically letting you know what was possible. You're like, shit, I don't think I want to do
Dude,
this.
I was the next day, I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm done. Tapped out. So call Doug. Doug's a great guy. He'll help you out. He'll give you all the information you need. He'll walk you through the process like I do, right? And also Esmeralda. Esmeralda Lucia, she's a co-host. She's here. She got a ticket today because she wanted to be at the French Workbench.
On time.
Everybody, I
On
want you guys
time.
out there to give her a lot of props, right? You know, in the comment section, say thank you, Esmeralda, for being on time and getting a $350 ticket.
Oh my God.
Esmeralda,
Love being here.
so you're in title.
Yes.
Talk to me about how people can go to this down payment. Is like, what is your clientele? Is it real estate agents out there? Like,
Yes,
who works for you?
It's real estate agents, lenders, brokers, investors, anybody that's actually looking to buy a house and you need title insurance, then you need to contact me.
So if you're a realtor out there, you're a lender, and you stumble across this show, and you're like, wait a second, my
Aren't the
title
ratings
company
up tonight?
Yeah, my title company didn't do that
I'm
for
here.
me. Yeah, we got
Exactly.
right. It's like you guys might want to give Esmeralda a call. She's great at what she does. I'm going to tell you something about Esmeralda. In the times that I'm in the dumps, and I'm looking to say, I'm going to put my head between my legs and tuck tail. She comes out that $110 fighting, right? She's about 110, I think, but just fighting to say, if that, just saying, hey, you need to keep going and you can't stop. And you know what she's about? She's about motivating. Mm-hmm. She's about making sure things get done. And I just want to say thank you for always coming on the show and being a real positive figure on this show.
Thank you.
So if you guys out there, if you guys are looking for title insurance rep,
Call.
Oh,
702-313-2088. Ask for Esmeralda Lycia, Old Republic title.
call now. Also, I want to go over
One call, that's all.
Yeah, right. I want to go over a couple of questions here just to see if we have anything out here and see if we got some doozies. We got some doozies tonight. So shout out to Tim. Tim, Taco Tuesday, buddy. Thanks for always tuning in and being a supportive part of this show. Appreciate you. Missed you last week. Yeah, we did. But you know what? We're glad you have you this week and that we have you. So nobody knows how to recycle batteries yet. Don't know what that means. And Kismet, Funky Bunch. Yeah, we're like the, somebody brought up something there. The Breakfast Club. That's kind of like the Breakfast Club
I love the Breakfast
of
Club.
housing and lending and real estate out here. That's kind of what I got. Somebody's like, what is, you dude, you remind me of that. So I was like, all right. I don't know what the Breakfast Club is. Let's keep going. Running at altitude says gas prices are too high in Las Vegas. Absolutely. Number 2. We are number 2 in the nation right now. Also, let's go ahead and see. Tim said, I had my car vandalized in Summerlin on Tuesday. Wow. Summerlin's supposed to be the Beverly Hills of Las Vegas, and you got it vandalized.
That's not good.
Depends on what part of Summerlin you're in, I think, too.
Oh, is it like South Side Summerlin? Then you're in the
North
deep
side.
part? Like South Side's way worse than North Side.
I don't know, man.
If you're near Buffalo, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because it runs down to Rainbow, I think.
Absolutely. DJ. Shout out to DJ. Are a lot of people getting a 2-1, 3-1 buy downs? Absolutely. DJ, that's part of the pitch, man. You got people out here that are selling agents, telling people that have buyers that says, hey, tell your client to accept our offer because we're going to give you 2%, and that's going to go towards your 2-1 buy down. That's the pitch now.
Yep.
Everybody wants to come in that payment shock. Start off with a lower rate, go to the next rate, and then you get to that final rate. But people, you're still paying for it.
And you don't marry the rate, right?
You don't marry the rate.
You date the rate.
You date the rate, but at the same time, what if that date keeps getting fat, right? And it keeps growing. You know what I mean? So
You put
if
in a
that rate
diet.
keeps going and that date keeps getting fatter,
That's called marriage.
you can't. You might have an issue at that point.
Oh my God. No.
Absolutely. Now you know why people don't get married today. So
That's why I'm
let's
100
keep
pounds.
going here.
Only 90.
So Veristar, what's up, buddy? Veristar said Zillow put out the bottom already here and will average a 1.5 increase over the next 2 years. Well, we'll wait to see. Ver's really, he's really in the market. He's got his ear to the ground. So we'll see if Zillow's right, or we'll see if Fannie Mae's right. Who knows? I've seen that Fannie Mae say we're going for a nosedive.
They're going for the divorce. Him and Freddie. I'm telling you, man. They're not going to be. They're going down.
They're both overweight. That's what happens.
Right? There you go.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Hey, Mr. Chuckits is on here. Chuckits, man, we all love you too, buddy. Chuckits, you guys don't know who Chuckits is. He's part of the other show that I do.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right. Yeah.
Good dude.
That's
He's
right.
a solid guy. He's a
That's
celebrity here in Las Vegas. Everybody wants his
Oh,
autograph.
Yeah, I've seen his
Everybody
videos.
wants a piece of Chuckits out there. So Chuckits, we love you too, brother. Also, keep going here. That's it. Great show, Dan and guests running at altitude. Shout out to you. These are the mainstay people out here that really come in and really bring our show to another level. I think they bring a lot of comments. So I want to thank you guys. Again, this is the most real and behind the scenes information on financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs happening here in Las Vegas. You guys know I'm your host, Dan French. I have my co-host, Esmeralda Lucia, Doug Liebig. And I also want to say, if you guys are looking to find a home, this is a great place to get started. LV Home Professionals, this is a great place to get started if you're looking to buy a home. I understand everybody asks me, Dan, would you buy today? Probably not, unless I had to, right? I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't buy in this market unless I had to. If I have family, we always say you're not married to the rate, but there's a certain criteria of person that's going to buy into a house today. It's not going to be the investors.
There's people
There's
buying.
still people buying.
There's still people buying. I mean, doing 30 inspections a month. I mean, that's not like doing 60 that I was doing, but still doing 30 a month. People are still buying.
And Paul said, do we think that interest rates are going to hit 8% by Thanksgiving?
I would say next year.
I would say it's a stretch. I would say
Halloween?
if we're going to hit 8%, yeah. I would say if we're going to hit 8%, probably closer to the end of the year.
Oh, wow. That's a shock.
And I do feel that they're going to keep raising the Fed's fund rate. So to answer the question, I think that's probably a little. Do I think we're going to head that direction if inflation continues? They raise the Fed's fund rate another 3/4? Absolutely.
Yeah. It kind of depends on what they do, but they're supposed to raise it 3 times or 3 more times there by the end of the year.
Absolutely. So you guys have any other things to say here? Any last words? Any last comments before I take everybody out? And never mind. Just you guys have anything else to say?
Have a great night.
Great night.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys,
Really
that's
appreciate
it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. I'm your host, Dan French. We'll be back here on Saturday. We have a great show. We're going to talk about the numbers that's going on in real estate, right? What's happening with the real estate median price, right? Also, what's going on with the numbers as far as days on the market. We're really going to get into that. We also have our people back, Larissa, and also Brett Jenny's going to be back here. We'll see you guys on Saturday. Thank you for watching the French Workbench podcast. You can find us here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. to find out all the information on real estate and financing here in Las Vegas. Also, check us out on our LV Home Professionals website. You can find your future home there, a lot of good information, and you can